What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and there you have it. The Arnold Classic Finals for Men's Open Bodybuilding just wrapped up, and it's exactly what we predicted, at least for the top four. So obviously you guys know by now that HADI Chupin won the show. Samson Dauda was in second place, Rafael Brandao in third place, John De La Rosa in fourth. So up until this point, that's exactly what we predicted based on prejudging. So that is 4 for 4. Not really anything surprising in that top four, but there was a really big change in that very end of the finals that rounded out this top six. They actually did a really weird comparison. They did a call out of 4 guys: HADI, Samson, Rafael, and Akeem. So Akeem looked significantly better at the finals, and Akeem moved up to 6th place. James Hollingshead took 5th. But Akeem did end up pushing Antoine Vaillant outside of that top 6. Now, I apologize if my voice is a little raspy. I just got back from the finals. But let's break it down a little bit here. So obviously the main topic of conversation is Samson versus HADI. So look, I don't want to take anything away from Samson here because I do think that Samson looked really good. Samson, he's a fantastic bodybuilder. I understand the hype with Samson, and I think it is justified. He's a huge guy. He's like 6 feet tall, 300 pounds on stage. Great physique, great structure, very streamlined, aesthetic look. You don't typically see a guy as big as Samson, with as much muscle as Samson has, look as good as he does aesthetically. So I can see why so many people wanted him to win. And that would have been exciting as well. But I think with this show, it really just came down to what we've been talking about during the entire build-up to the Arnold, and that was that this was going to be a conditioning battle. HADI and Samson have always been a very apples and oranges comparison. Samson is bigger, he's more shapely. That's what people use to describe Samson, is he's got a better shape than HADI, a better structure than HADI. But HADI, we already knew, could out-condition Samson. And we already knew that HADI could beat Samson because we just saw him do it at the Olympia. But the strong suit of Samson's is his rapid ability to make these drastic transformations from show to show. So there was a little bit of a buzz where people thought, well, Samson has done this so many times, made these transformations. Maybe between the Olympia and the Arnold, he's going to transform his physique enough to overcome whatever the gap was between him and HADI at the Olympia. And I still feel that that same gap is what made him lose here, conditioning. If you look at Samson versus HADI from head to toe, I think the main thing where you can really tell the difference is the midsection. I think it's a night and day difference, HADI's midsection versus Samson's. HADI's got deep, etched, like striated even. His serratus, his obliques, his abs just look carved out of granite. And Samson, on the other hand, while he doesn't have a bad midsection, it's not like he's got a bubble gut or anything like that. It's just not on the same level as HADI's. Not even just the abs alone. They're not as deep. They're not as visible. It just looked kind of like there's a film of water over top his midsection. They look kind of blurry when you put them next to HADI. And then you see HADI hit those crazy side poses with his abs. And I think that kind of tells the whole story about the conditioning difference between the two. So I think that's what this came down to. I mean, we've discussed this even before the show, the conditioning thing. And I said this in the wrap-up that I did with HADI last night. If you look at HADI Chupin here, and HADI, his coach, agrees with this, HADI looks better than the Olympia in almost every measurable way. He looks leaner than the Olympia. He looks more conditioned, but he looked fuller, and it looked like he even added some size between the Olympia and now. And he worked on the back poses, which was what a lot of people would say lost him the Olympia to Derek Lunsford. And HADI even went as far to say in that wrap-up video that he thinks this version of HADI beats the Olympia-winning version of Derek. That's how much improved even HADI felt that HADI looked here. So when you talk about that and you look at what HADI brought here, what HADI brought at the Olympia, if he was that much better than he was at the Olympia here, which I think he was, I think most of you guys think he was, and even his coach thinks he would beat his other client, Derek Lunsford, because he's so improved. So if a worse version of HADI at the last Olympia could beat Samson, HADI even better here, to me, I'll be honest with you guys, I think Samson looked just about the same as he looked at the Olympia. Maybe at the finals tonight, a bit sharper. But frankly, I really think at the end of the day, it was conditioning that lost Samson this show. That's all there really was to it. Samson didn't improve his conditioning from the Olympia to here, or if he did, it wasn't significant and it wasn't noticeable next to HADI. And that's kind of what we anticipated going into this, was HADI would be overwhelmingly conditioned. And that's exactly what he did. And like I said, I just got back. I didn't watch it on the stream. I was watching it at the show. So I haven't read any comments yet. I don't know if this was a controversial decision, if there's people that didn't agree with this, but I felt like going into it after prejudging, it seemed like most people thought HADI was going to win. But I haven't read any of the comments yet after the finals have been announced to see what people think. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with this decision? The HADI Chupin victory here, his first ever Arnold Classic Ohio. Great guy, by the way. I know that HADI's gotten a lot of flack on social media after the Olympia loss. But meeting HADI in person, he's like the nicest, most humble. He's smiling. He was backstage taking pictures with everybody that was back there and like just patiently waiting and giving everybody their time. And I met him when he first got here in Columbus. And again, he had just gotten off a plane and walked in the hotel. And he still was kind enough to talk to me for a second, take a picture with me. In person, it seems like he's one of the nicer guys in the industry. Now, one more thing I wanted to add on to this is the big announcement made at the very end of the Arnold Classic by Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. And I don't want this to get overshadowed. I know we're talking about the finals. I know we're talking about the results. But Arnold announced at the end of the Arnold Classic that next year's Arnold, 2025, get this, the prize money for first place is going to be $500,000. That's $100,000 more than the Olympia, and a $200,000 increase from what the prize money is now. This year it was $300,000 for first, which was already an increase of $100,000, the increase they made last year, which attracted Nick Walker to last year's Arnold Classic. And I think this is fantastic because what we've seen for 2024 so far has been all these different shows in the IFBB raising their prize money. The New York Pro. There's a show in Dubai now with men's open bodybuilding in the IFBB Pro League that just announced they're raising their first place from $40,000 for men's open bodybuilding to $100,000. The New York Pro raised their prize money. Now the Arnold is raising their prize money. The shows across the board, I think it was like $220,000 that was spread amongst like 20-something pro shows for this year. So I think by the Arnold doing this, this is going to raise the bar for the Olympia. And frankly, for every other show. And I think this is exactly what the sport of bodybuilding needs, is prize money. These guys need to get paid more. They deserve to get paid more than they're getting paid. And I like to see that across the board they are. So shout out to Arnold for making that massive decision. And I think really putting the pressure on the Olympia this year. If the Olympia wants to be the premier show in bodybuilding, now they've got to have a free live stream like the Arnold had. And the Arnold, not only did they gave us a free stream, then they gave almost double the prize money for next year. Like it's pretty insane what they're doing for the sport of bodybuilding. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick, Strength, and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.